Damn. What did I? What, wait a minute. What the hell's going on here? Okay, let's try this again. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Is anyone there? Okay, well, thank you. There you go. Everything's acting goofy. Do I need to? Do I need to get some? Is that what I got to do? Awesome guitar. Thank you. Here's a sub. Thank you very much. Afternoon to you too, Mark. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing all right? Good, good, good. What's happening this Friday afternoon? It is 2:05 p.m. here in the Chicagoland area. If you guys could tap the fuck out of the screen, there's an arrow on your screen. Maybe you could share a link to this live to your Facebook, to your Threads, to your Bluesky, to any of your other social media platforms. Text it to a friend. Text it to your auntie and say, "Hey, bish, get in here and let's help grow the page." The best way you can grow up the page is tap the fuck out of the screen, please. Boop, back at you. Are you asking me if I'm doing okay, Laura, or are you telling me that you're doing okay? All time favorite Chicago Cub. Oh, that's got to be Ryan Sandberg. Yeah, that's got to be Ryan Sandberg. TGIF. I don't have those moments anymore because I work for myself, and so there are no weekends or like shit like that. So, but I understand the TGIF mentality. Lord knows I had it for many, 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 many years. Yo, what's up, man? You look fun to play sports with. Well, you need to go see your local lens crafters if you think I look like somebody that plays sports. I pray you find the strength to get a job and contribute to society. Oh, fuck. You guys are hilarious, man. You guys are hilarious. The 50 grand I contributed in taxes last year because of the job I have wasn't enough for you. I got to contribute some more. You fucking imbeciles. I swear to God. Here's the thing. When I retired from landscaping and my wife was the sole earner in this house, for 4 fucking years, all I ever heard out of clowns like this guy was, "Get a job, don't live off your wife." Now my wife's retired. I made 300 grand last year, and it's contribute more to society. Get fucked. Shit, I'll tell you, I'm gonna contribute to society this weekend. when I go back over to my guy's house and buy another fucking sack of weed. What's one of the stupidest things you've ever heard? Oh, sounds like my grandmother. If you're not busting your ass for minimum wage, gotcha. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say a prayer for me. I'm about to DoorDash in an Epstein and Trump pedo T-shirt. Ooh, yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's wicked McNasty. Monday is 420. Will you be celebrating? Always. I mean, it's a day ending in Y. 300 was gross. 300 was gross. That's what I made doing this. Plant-based vegan black man. Now that's a fucking name. Plant-based vegan plant man. Sorry, black man. Plant-based vegan. That's too much to fucking say. Playing what? I've never even heard of any of that. What is this? Somebody's yelling at Flamingo. What did Flamingo say? I must have missed it. Yeah, I must have missed it. I'm wondering if there will be any sales on Monday. What's my work schedule like? I work today, so I'm off tomorrow. I'll work Sunday, which means I should be off Monday. Mm. Giddy up. Giddy up. Looks like we're going live Monday. Yeah, I said plant man instead of black man. It was just it's a lot of words in that name. There are a lot of words there. You heard that the Strait of Hormuz is open? Well, did you hear all of the parameters behind that? The Strait of Hormuz is open. Donald Trump is referring to it in post as the Strait of Iran, and Iran said, "Yeah, we'll allow ships through there, but we'll determine which ships actually get to go through and which ones don't, and we still want a toll." And Trump has to release $20 billion in Iranian cash that's been seized. I'm trying to work on a guest for Monday. It might, but given the fact that it's 420, it might just be me. 2 bags of gummy on a BOGO? Nice. Really enjoy your channel, fellow Gen Xer. Thank you very much. You could tell Trump to go to hell and he would just lie about being there. Absolutely. What a negotiator. Yeah. Yeah. We got absolutely nothing. They get to still control the Strait, and we release $20 billion of their money. The greatest negotiator in the history of mankind gets the best deals. He called it a triumphant day for humanity. That's the way I thought about it. I'd be screaming for air conditioning too. I love my air conditioning. I mean, I love my air conditioning. Hazel Trump's a ped. Really sad you give him credit for making everything worse. You're a loser. Sorry to say. What? Are you talking to somebody named Hazel? Am I Jesus fuck? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, there we go. Hazel. Sorry, I didn't see the idiot in the room. My bad. My bad. How am I doing? I mean, Um, I'm doing okay. I'm self-employed. I have a loving wife, 4 great kids, a solid income, get to go on a few vacations a year. I got a 3rd grandchild coming. I have access to some of the finest sticky icky in Northern Illinois. What's to complain about? Listen, I have bad days like everybody else, but what do I really have to complain about? You know what I mean? Boise, Idaho. How you doing? I don't get much love out of Idaho. And listen, that doesn't mean that life is a fucking dream by any stretch of the imagination. But goddamn, man, compared to a whole bunch of motherfuckers on this planet, yeah, I'm living a goddamn dream. I'm living a goddamn dream. Yesterday was my day off. I work every other day for myself. Yesterday was my day off. My wife and I, we fucking chilled. She went and got gas in the car and we chilled out. I went live for a little bit. She worked on some videos. The last day off we had, we ran some fucking errands. We went to pick up some things at a few different stores. I mean, I got nothing to complain about. You know what I mean? Blaze up. Much love from Rhode Island. Hello. Ever try Canadian green? I have not. I have not been in Canada long enough to try the green. I've been to Canada one time for 1 day. I went to Vancouver the night before I got on a cruise to go up the Alaskan coast last August. And so, yeah, I was in town for a night. Pennsylvania. How you doing? Love me some Pennsylvania. I'd rather live in Pennsylvania than Ohio, I can tell you that much. No offense to my folks from Ohio in here, but god damn does your state see it suck. You're a good lad. You're always welcome in Canada. Well, thank you very much. We want everyone to live the dream. Like you, social safety nets will help everyone. Yes, I'm in favor of social safety nets. I I believe in heavily regulated capitalism with robust social safety nets. I am a firm believer that if you are able-bodied and the economy hasn't collapsed to the point where there are no jobs, then you should go out and work for a living. If you want a house, go work for it. If you want a vacation, go work for it. You want a car, go work for it. But I think that the companies you work for need to be heavily regulated so that they're paying a livable wage, they're giving the benefits they need to give, so forth and so on. And if you stumble and fall or you can't work, we got you. If you need health care, we got it collectively. Right? That's what I believe in. A strong combination of heavily regulated capitalism and robust social safety nets. Don't smoke. I don't smoke for my fans. I smoke for me. And telling me not to smoke is the quickest way to get banned from the room. I understand you don't want to smoke, and that's fine. You don't need to smoke. Don't tell me what to do with my life. We have lawn mowing happening within the neighborhood. Just started working from home here in Houston. Thanks for helping me sane amongst I have family and friends in Houston. It's a good city. Go over to Lupe Tortilla. Oh my God, do I love Lupe Tortilla. We need demand side economics, not we need demand side economics, not supply side economics. Exactly. So here's the deal. The economy never grows from the top down. The economy is like a tree or a bush or a blade of grass. You pick your agricultural product, right? Think of a tree in your yard. The growth happens from the bottom up. The growth happens from the roots up. And for periods of time, prolonged periods of time, the leaves that bring in all of the nutrients from the sun can be shed and the roots will still survive and relief anew. It never starts from the leaves and goes down to the roots. It always starts from the roots and goes up to the leaf across the board. no matter what you're talking about. Same happens in an economy. The economy grows from the bottom up. The workers grow the economy so that the people at the top, the leaves, can make their millions. But the leaves can be shed for a short period of time and the workers can still work. The workers can figure out a way to still survive. The upper class can't. And so that's how you grow an economy. You don't cut taxes for the wealthy, you cut taxes for the working class. When you cut taxes for the wealthy, whatever money they continue to have coming in or additional that they have coming in, they typically invest it or save it or buy art with it or some shit like that. They don't need it for day-to-day living. So it doesn't really stimulate the economy. But if you cut taxes for the working class, they go out and spend that shit as soon as they get it. For example, here, let me just break this down for you from a standpoint of somebody that's owned multiple companies. We're going to talk about a different company, a different industry than what I was in. Let's talk about screen door manufacturing. We're going to use round numbers. Let's say that you're a screen door manufacturer in Illinois. You make 100,000 screen doors a year. You have 100 employees, and you pay 35% in corporate taxes. Okay, let's just say that. Now the federal government comes to you and says, hey, something in the equation has changed. Now, hang on, back up. You make 100,000 screen doors a year. You're paying your people decently, your 100 employees decently. You're paying your 35% in taxes. You're making a decent living and you're meeting the demand for your screen doors. Okay. Now, the federal government comes to you and says, hey, we're going to lower your taxes. We're going to lower your taxes from 35 to 25. You get to keep an extra 10% of your money. What the Republicans would have you think is that you're going to run out and hire more people. But the only factor that has changed is that your taxes went down. Demand for your screen doors didn't go up. The people who are buying your screen doors or who are working for you didn't start making more money or get to keep more of their money. The only factor that changed is that you got to keep more of your money. So if you go out and employ 50 more people, you're an idiot because you're already meeting your demand for the screen door with your 100 people. Now you're going to pay more in labor to meet the same demand. You're not going to do that. Maybe you give it in the form of raises, but then you're stuck with higher salaries in case the tax code ever comes down. So you're probably not going to do that. Maybe you give it to your employees in the form of bonuses, but you don't want to set that precedence as a business owner because if the tax code ever changes, then you can't give them a bonus, even though they're still making a decent living. So we're not going to do that. Maybe I buy new equipment, but if I don't need new equipment, I'm buying new equipment just to buy new equipment. Maybe I put it in research and development, but how much R&D am I doing on fucking screen doors? More than likely, I'm pocketing that money myself. Doesn't stimulate the economy at all. Now, flip the script. Don't give me, the screen door manufacturer, the tax break. Give all of the people working for me the tax break. Now, all of a sudden, more people at the end of the month have more money left over. Now that guy and his wife are sitting around the kitchen table at the end of the month going, hey, we can finally get that screen door fit replaced that you've been complaining about. We got the extra money. Now all of a sudden demand for your screen doors go up. Now you have to put on more people because you have more of a demand for your screen doors. That's how you grow in the fucking economy. It's that simple. It's that fucking people always say, as a business owner, you should be, when I had my landscape company or when I had my trucking company or when I had the signing company, you should be voting Republican so that you could lower your taxes. Why? I need more people to buy my services. I need their taxes lowered, not mine. I need all of the people in my community's taxes lowered. Now I don't because this is my business. But you understand what I'm saying. That's how you grow an economy. You cut working class taxes and you leave upper class taxes alone or raise them. But if you want to pump money into an economy, give the working class people more of their paychecks week after week, and they are going to go spend it. They're not going to go put it in a 401k. Sometimes they will. They're not going to go put it into art. They're not going to go put it into CDs. They're going to go, fuck, we can finally get some shit done around the house. Fuck, we can finally take that vacation. Fuck, we can finally get the kids braces. They're going to put it right back into the economy. I know. I've been doing it my whole goddamn life. Every time some president gave me a fucking stimulus check, every time I got a raise at work, every time the taxes changed. I've been doing it my whole goddamn life. Exactly, new name. Exactly. By your math, Tom, every worker at a screen door manufacturer would have gotten an additional $10,000 that year. Okay. Make stock buybacks illegal? Yeah. See, I don't think you should make stock buybacks illegal, but you should just pass legislation that says that you need to take care of your workers. So if you're, once again, if you're a plumber and you work for yourself, right? You're some fucking guy or some fucking gal who knows how to do plumbing, has been working for a plumber for 15 years, and you went out. No, I understand. Hey, I know and understand you weren't arguing with you. And you go out and you buy a van, and you're gonna start plumbing for yourself. And you maybe hire a guy or two that comes to your house in the morning and hops in the van with you and goes off to work. Do the best you can to give those guys a living wage. You start by giving them a actual paycheck that they can live off of, and when you grow, you give them more benefits. When you grow, you give them health insurance, 401k, time off, all of that good shit, right? You build up to that. But as you keep growing, you make sure that the people behind you are taken care of more and more. So if you're the plumber with one van in their driveway and a guy that shows up to your house to go out and do plumbing every day, do your best to take care of that employee, right? Give them a decent wage and try to give them some benefits. If you're Bill Gates, motherfucker, everybody behind you should be eating extra cheese on their Whopper. Everybody should be comfortable. Paleo, yeah, not happening. Hello, seems like it is happening. Motherfucker, employees need control over things, can't rely on need unions. I have no problem with unions. I am 100% pro union. If what you're saying is the employees should own the company, I'm never going to get behind that. If the employees want to own a company, they should go out and start a company, because I've owned multiple companies over the course of my lifetime, and I never saw any of my employees standing next to me digging in their pocket to start that company, or digging in their pocket to pay for repairs, or digging in their pocket to pay for materials. I do not believe in the employees should own the means of production thing unless they go out and form a co-op and they own it themselves, which I have no problem with. Unions, absolutely got no issue with unions. Unions protect workers. Unions raise wages. Unions are what got us things like weekends and paid holidays and paid vacations. Unions can be two-faced. I've had my problems with unions too, but generally speaking, unions are beneficial for workers. I have had to go toe to toe with union reps myself. I just did a video about that website, Katie. I just did a video. It'll probably air tomorrow here. I got to do editing on it. It's got to be edited and shit tonight and have thumbnails put on it and stuff like that. But today I created content and it's all sitting in YouTube in private waiting to be edited, and I'll get it scheduled out over the next 2 days. Ooh, damn. Damn, man. Take it easy with that. It's not even my mower, and that made my skin crawl. God bless. You hear that on the mower? That is a lawnmower blade hitting a fucking branch and dulling like a motherfucker. And the landscaper in me just went, oh, don't fucking do that. Now it's my neighbor, so I don't got to worry about it. You subscribe, by the way. Thank you very much. So a couple of things, if you guys are new to the page, if you're new subscribers or you're new finding me, a few things. Let me do some housekeeping here. One, every live I've ever done on YouTube is archived on my page in the form of a video, so you can go back and watch every live I've ever done, including this live when we're done with it. Number two, all of my content remains free. Nothing is behind a paywall. If you feel like financially supporting my page, you can become a member of my page for $4.99. It is strictly a support level membership. I don't do anything specific for the members. They get their name lit up in green in the comments here, and they get little stickers that they get to put in the comments. But that's it. I'm trying to keep everything free and not behind a paywall. It is literally a way for you to financially support the work I do, if you so choose. The best way you could support my work is just watch the videos for free that have ads in them, and I get a portion of that ad revenue. That's how I make my money. Couple of other things. I have a merch store. I have all kinds of t-shirts and hoodies and coffee mugs and throw pillows available in all kinds of different designs and sayings and whatnot and what have you. I have written and self-published 2 books. All of this is available. If you go to the description of any video on my page, you'll get links to all of this. I'm also on TikTok, Clapper, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Bluesky, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and Substack. If you want to follow me on any of those, you'll find links to all of those as well. I've appeared on over a half a dozen other podcasts. If you go to my website, oldhippiemedia.com, there's going to be a link in my bio for that as well, or in the description of any video. You can go see links on my website to other podcasts that I've been a guest on, and you can see links to newspaper and magazine articles that I've appeared in. Outside of that, a little bit about me. I'm going to be 54 years old in a month. I have been with my wife for 29 years. We have 4 kids, 2 grandkids, a grandchild on the way. I don't like summer months, so you're going to hear me bitch a lot over the next 4 months. I'm from the Chicagoland area. I'm a high school dropout atheist who loves to smoke weed. I have a dog and 5 cats. Clyde Eugene Powell. Speak of the devil. Right on cue. What's up, buddy? What's up? You want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi to the people? This is my old man. It's my, oh, how old are you now? 11? You 11 years old, buddy? Getting up there in age. This is Clyde Eugene Powell. We had a black lab named Bonnie, so we had Bonnie and Clyde, but Bonnie passed away a couple of years ago. Clyde Eugene, Clyde Eugene. You're a good boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. What else about me? I consider myself center left. When it comes to abortion. It's not my fucking body. It's not my fucking choice. When it comes to gay marriage, I don't give a fuck who you're married to or who you're sleeping with. As long as everybody's a consenting adult, it's none of my motherfucking business. Guns. I have a right to protect my family just like you have a right to protect yours. I got no problem if you own 10,000 guns and 50,000 rounds of ammo, so long as you're not a threat to yourself or others. I think that gun owners should be subjected to annual mental health evaluations and annual continued training on their guns. I think that we should have a national gun registry. I think that we should do away with all sales tax on guns because that's the same as charging for an ID to vote. However, you can charge $1,000 for a round of ammo if you want. And I think that we should legislate manufacturers of guns to include biometric safety measures in their guns, just like we legislate people who build cars that they have safety measures in cars. Uh, I'm a capitalist who's in charge or who's in favor of robust social safety nets and heavily regulated capitalism. Um, uh, the taco is the perfect food. Um, the city of Chicago is probably the best city in the country, hands down. I know I'm biased because I'm in the suburbs here, but I don't give a shit. Um, what else do you guys want to know? Favorite Taco Bell item? Okay. The old school beef burrito, but they put so much shit on it that I have them take some shit off. So my beef burrito comes with the ground beef, an extra scoop of ground beef because I don't put a lot in there. The shredded cheese and the red sauce. I don't have them put no onions or none of that shit in there, no beans, none of that shit. That's that's the shit right there. Tacos are the best. I'm trying to tell you, whether it's a chicken taco, whether it's a steak taco, a beef taco, I really love chorizo tacos. Um, lingua tacos are good. Shrimp tacos are good. And, the ever elusive pink taco. It's not so elusive when you're married 30 years, but, you got a G.I. Joe crawl into that motherfucker and just kind of snipe up. You know what I'm saying? You need to go outside, Clyde? All right, let's go outside, bud. You want to go outside? I got you. I got you. Come on. Outside. Well, fucking love birria taco. I make a mean birria here at the house. I have taken elements of like three different birria recipes and combined them. And when we do a round of birria in the house, we do a fucking round, like pounds of this shit. And we're sending tacos home with fucking everybody. Crunchy or soft. There's a time and a place for a crunchy taco. And the only thing that can ever go in a crunchy taco is ground beef. But no, soft tacos are preferable. Yeah, Brian, I went to go upload it and I must have hit something weird, but it didn't take, which was I don't I'm like trying to get it back and I don't know how to go about getting it back. I know you don't pray, but maybe some positive vibes for my old girl Rosie. She's 8 and has pretty bad cough, your dog. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm gonna need you immediately, and I mean immediately, go give Rosie a slice of cheese for me. You tell her this from Tom. Positive vibes for Rosie. Amen. Sativa or indica? Yes. Hello again from Israel. Hello, if you really are from Israel. I finished my tax return on Monday and went to Taco Bell to celebrate, and they had closed down early. I was forced to go to cook out to oh man, that sucks. That sucks. You don't have like another taco joint in the area that you could have gone to? A backup? What the hell's going on? What did Toxic Tom say that we're ripping on what? Okay, Lola by the Kinks. You guys don't like Lola by the Kinks or Get Back by the Beatles? Get Back is probably my favorite Beatles song. And Lola, that's the name of my daughter's car. L-O-L-A Lola. Y'all on some goofy shit, he says. Taco Bell is the shit. No worries, Laura. They're not Republicans. Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain. Taco John's never had it. Your car is named Betsy Boo Boo. My current vehicle is called the taco truck because my license plates say tacos. I have personalized plates. Do I roll or stuff my joints? These are cones, so I stuff them in lifts. So it's starting to burn a little uneven, and that's unfortunate. I would disembowel myself with a garden trowel before voting for another Republican. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I would rather have a living snake shoved up my urethra than vote for a Republican. What's wrong, buddy? You want to go back inside? Get your log and you bring it back inside. You can't leave your towel outside. Okay, I'll be. All right, buddy. Hello, hello. Now that song is stuck in my fucking head. Jadis, aka the White Witch. I learned how to make homemade Crunchwrap Supreme. Yeah, we've made them here too. The trick is you got to get the really big burrito tortilla to put everything in and fold into. Thomas Massey, I mean, he's correct in some things, but he's still a far right Republican. I wouldn't vote for the motherfucker for anything. Somebody's trying to get roly poly fish heads in my head. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. I'll tell you what's been in my head for the past couple of days because I've been listening to a shit ton of yacht rock over the course of the last week. Brandy. There's a port on a western bay and it serves 100 ships a day, and only sailors pass the time away and talk about their homes. And there's a girl in this harbor town, and she works laying whiskey down. It said, Brandy, fetch another round. She serves them whiskey and wine. The sailors said, Brandy. I mean, I'm like in the shower, just like, fucking. Yep, just been rolling through that yacht rock playlist the last few days. And like a picture, she was laying there, moonlight dancing off her hair. She woke up and took me by the hand. She's gonna love me in my Chevy van, and that's all right with me. Toto, there you go. Tom, is there stoner rock? Yeah. So you find the different songs about weed and about smoking weed, and you put them all together. For example, right at the top of the list for stoner rock, Steppenwolf, The Pusher. You guys ever heard The Pusher by Steppenwolf? If you haven't, go look it up right now. The very first lines in the song are, well, I've smoked a lot of grass. Lord knows I've popped a lot of pills. Chevy van, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Back in the 70s, the old shaggin' wagons. Everything was fucking themed. See, I don't dig on the burrito, the Dorito taco thing. Like, I've never gotten into that. You've heard Magic Carpet Ride by Steppenwolf. Well, I would play the song for you, but I would get a copyright violation on the live, so I can't do that. All of these references are going over your head. Ask some specific questions, Ashton, and I'll answer, man. Your grandfather passed away. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Who is Steppenwolf? It's a band. It's not a person, it's a band. Steppenwolf is the band that sings um like a true nature's child. I was born to be wild. You can ride so high. Yeah, Born to Be Wild. Yes. Born to be wild. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker on YouTube free ads. I'm familiar with Bon Jovi, Phil Collins, and Brian Adams, and that's mainly it. Okay. Who's Born to Be Mild? The Pusher by Steppenwolf. Yes, I love that song. So Steppenwolf is that band that sings Born to Be Wild, and they have a song called The Pusher about the difference between a drug dealer and a drug pusher. Musty Burger, take it easy. The Musty Burger. That's fucking great. Hidden Figures about NASA. Another good pot song will be Burnin' by Sean Paul. Smoke Two Joints. That's another. Oh, God, who fucking sang Smoke Two Joints? Was that Sublime or was that not? I don't know if that was Sublime. Uh, Past the Dutchie. Past the Dutchie on the left hand side. I said, no, past the Dutchie on the left hand side. Mustard. Hate it. Hated it. One toke over the line, sweet Jesus. One toke over the line. Or here's one. Um, oh God, man, fucking shanty, shanty. We're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on. Fill it, light it, shut up, and close the door, cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on. Another question, real quick. You know, you keep asking them. It's fine, Ashton. Is what is the best movie from the 80s? Why, that's impossible to say. There are a ton of great movies from the 80s. A ton. I don't know that there is a best one. Lost Boys is pretty good, obviously. Shanty is a great old song, yes. Mozart on LSD. Now that's an experience. The Pastor casket comes in with Ghostbusters. You got the entire Back to the Future series. You got the Ghostbuster movie. Um, Gremlins, um, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Beetlejuice. Did you ever watch Howard the Duck, E.T.? See, now they're all coming in here. Peter Tosh, Legalize It. There you go. The Breakfast Club, Maximum Overdrive, Caddyshack. Fucking A. What a great Stripes. What a great movie Caddyshack is. Oh my God. Caddyshack and Stripes. Fucking phenomenal. Yeah, Chunk and the Truffle Shuffle, The Goonies, yeah. I think Breakfast Club is probably the closest thing to the quintessential 80 like, for most people, I think when they think of an 80s movie, they probably think back to something like The Breakfast Club. To me, I think it's Breakfast Club as a movie and, uh, Panama by Van Halen is probably the quintessential 1980s song. Panama. Watch the pastor casket. You see this gentleman or this person? I said gentleman. I apologize. The pastor's casket. You see this person in the comment section here? Watch them. Watch them blow a fucking blood vessel. Okay. I've never seen Princess Bride. Beastmaster. Seen that? Jump. Great Van Halen song. I just think Panama is like the epitome of a 1980s rock song. Love the movie Clue. That's correct, Pastor's Casket. As a matter of fact, would you like me to list movies that I've never seen that'll blow your fucking mind? I've never watched. Watch. Frank, come here. This is gonna get ugly. I have never watched um Princess Bride, Home Alone, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, The Pineapple Express, The Big Lebowski. Oh, I've never seen Blazing Saddles. But duck, man, they're gonna start throwing shit, homie. You know what I mean? I've also never seen an episode of. You've never watched any of the Godfather movies? See, now right there, Pastor's Casket, that's where I get offended. Because The Godfather is the greatest movie of all time, and the Godfather trilogy is the greatest series of movies of all time, period, hands down. So when you say you've never seen any of the Godfather movies, that's like me reacting when I tell you I haven't seen any of these other movies. Now let's go to TVs. I've never seen a single episode of Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, the what's the medieval lore one that everybody gets into with the little person and the big giant fucking dude. I never watched any of that. Sicilian's not only right up my alley, but the amount of like fuck. I grew up with people like that. I could say Game of Thrones. Never saw a single episode. The amount of times I could watch the Godfather trilogy and go, "Yep, I know exactly." I grew up around people like this. It really is remarkable. Okay. Highlander, seen it. Naked Gun, seen it. The Hobbit, I have not seen it. Scarface, one of the best of all times. Young Frankenstein, I have seen Young Frankenstein. Hang on a second. Ashton says, I swear I lived as a Gen Z kid, Gen X culture, Pilgrims finding out. I haven't seen the Godfather either. So that's just unfortunate. That's just unfortunate. I do not remember the Highlander TV show, no. But then again, I spent a lot of my 90s moving around. You got to remember, from 92 to 95, I lived in a tent and walked across the country. There wasn't a lot of TV watching from 92 to 95. Bits and pieces where I saw it at bars and restaurants and places like that. Or if somebody in the lot had a TV. But then you needed to be somewhere where you could have they had to have antennas. They had to have some long ass power cable. Steven Seagal. We used to watch Steven Seagal movies all the time, and then he grew up to be a piece of shit MAGA. Hang on. Everybody, hold on here because I'm about ready to blow somebody else's mind, or the room's mind. I've never seen Shawshank Redemption. Yes, I've seen Dazed and Confused. Are you into Gwar? And did you see how people got mad about their shock rock, about their politics? Fucking Gwar. Oh man, I've been listening to Gwar since the Scum Dogs of the Universe days. Scum Dogs of the fucking yeah. God, Gwar. Goodfellas, all time classic. Growing up, I did watch a lot of so yeah, when it came to the cartoons, we watched all of that shit. Yeah. He-Man, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Mask, all of that stuff. Did you ever watch pro wrestling? Yeah. Yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, I was in my father took me to it. I was in Indianapolis for the big whatever they called. I don't know if it was WrestleMania then or not, but I was there live in person in Indianapolis when Andre the Giant beat Hulk Hogan to win the belt and turned around and sold it to Ted DiBiase for $1 million in the center of the ring. We were there live for that. Love the Reservoir Dogs, love Pulp Fiction, love Transformers. Debbie Does Dallas and Deep Throat. Of course. I haven't watched pro wrestling since I was 16 or 17. Okay, so Ancient Dork brings up a movie that I fucking love. Four Rooms. One of the most underrated movies of all time. What a phenomenal fucking movie. What a phenomenal cast. I cannot recommend Four Rooms is so far up on my recommendation list. It's not even funny. Four Rooms and Into the Wild, two movies that are must sees. Four Rooms has, first of all, Four Rooms is four different scenes directed by four different directors, one of them being Quentin Tarantino. The people in the movie, Quentin Tarantino, Bruce Willis, Madonna, Ione Sky. It's a fucking who's who. It's a fucking list. It's fucking amazing. Four Rooms. Gotta watch it. You've got to watch it. I cannot. And seriously, Into the Wild. Into the Wild is the true story of Christopher McCandless, who was the son of a well-to-do family on the East Coast, went away to college, did everything he was supposed to do, and then after college he fucked off and he disappeared. And he took off and he lived like I live, nomadically out of a backpack for a couple of years, crisscrossing the western half of this country and up and down, preparing himself to go head out into the wild in Alaska to live. It's a true story. It's a phenomenal movie. I cannot recommend it enough. Into the Wild. It was a book first, and it is a movie now, and it is phenomenal. My cousin Vinny, of course. I'm sorry. Did you say Utes? Yeah, the two Utes. He didn't prepare enough. He didn't take into consideration an exit strategy. I've never seen Jumanji. Have you ever had a bad trip? Yes. Nothing wrong with being a tramp. Nope. Phenomenal sound. Into the Wild soundtrack, I believe, is entirely by Eddie Vedder. Original songs by Eddie Vedder. Mirror Mask. Laura Loomer wrestled Hulk Hogan? No shit. Elcro, take it easy. I didn't know that. Oh, my son is home. He'll be in here in just a moment. This is my mail.
Yeah.
The boy is home.
You online?
I am. How was school?
Good.
Feeling good? Ready to bowl?
Franklin's ready to play there for the rest of his life.
Well, you have 1 hour, my friend. So I suggest you spend it in your bunk or in sick bay. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, hi, bud.
I suggest you spend it putting some energy back into your body. If you're hungry. If you're not, don't force yourself, but nonetheless. And then yes, pet your dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was good. At lunch today, some girl exploded a water bottle. They were behind me.
Uh-huh.
I got a few, kind of put it myself.
Okay.
The explosion was big enough that the cap landed up right under my seat. So
That's the exciting thing for the school day.
Yeah.
A bottle exploding at lunchtime. Did you learn anything today?
Nope, because it was a test day.
Oh, you took a bunch of tests.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it was just basically a review at this. It was a review day.
Okay.
I'm glad. Review days. Stuff my stuff out, and then stuff my stuff.
Get yourself something to eat, boy. Like a pop bottle. India, hello. Damn, it's getting windy out there, isn't it? You turned 43 yesterday, and that does not make me feel better, actually. 43. That was a decade ago for me. No, actually, technically, we're looking at 11 years ago because I'm getting ready to turn 54 next month. So 11 years ago. That kid was 3. You're 62. You wish you were 43. Did I ever watch the TV show MASH? No. When that theme song and that helicopter came on TV, that was our cue to go to bed. You're going to be 75 next Thursday. Hot Lips was your first crush. My first crush was Alyssa Milano. Who's the boss? Sorry. MASH? No, I never went back and watched it. It was an anti-war show during the Vietnam War. Yeah, and I know, the characters and some of the main kind of recurring gimmicks. The guy constantly trying to get the psych diagnosis so that he could go home and not be in the war anymore. I get. I just never went back and watched it. Ashton. We know. Let him talk. Right. Yeah, it was during the Korean War, not the Vietnam War. You told. Oh, no shit. You were stationed in Korea while they were filming the original MASH? You saw reruns of The Big Bang in that 70s show? I never watched The Big Bang Theory, but I loved that 70s show. Yes, it was very topical because we were on the heels of the Vietnam War. I was born at the tail end of the Vietnam War. I was born in 1972. Richard Nixon was president when I was born. It's a long fucking time ago, man. That's a long fucking time ago. I've lived through Richard Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Poppy Bush, Clinton, W, Obama, Trump, Biden, and Trump again. And keep in mind, Reagan was a two-termer, Clinton was a two-termer, Obama was a two-termer, and Biden was W was a two-termer. Wings, yeah, that show about that little airline. Oh God, that was a good show. Night Court was probably the top of the fucking line back in the day. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you. Does watching that 70 show feel different now, considering the guy who played Hyde is rapist in prison? I haven't seen it since that whole thing went down, but yeah, you got a point there, I guess. Jesus fuck. And here's the thing, here's my opinion on that whole thing is so art was made, it was done in the form of movies, TV shows, music, whatever. Do you completely cut off anything that has ever been made by an artist who did something that was offensive? So do you never watch the 70s show because that guy was in it? Do you never watch The Usual Suspects because Kevin Spacey's in it? Do you cut off those things? You know what I mean? So like, do you never listen to the Grateful Dead again? Do you never listen to Sting or the Police again? Do you never listen to Motley Crue again? The Cosby Show? These are all shows or acts or bands that did something that was offensive, right? People still watch Home Alone 2, even though Trump's in it. So, like, my theory is here's the thing, I'm not going to buy any more new music from you, right? I'm not going to buy like the next Kid Rock album, but I have four or five Kid Rock songs on my phone that I still like and will listen to from before he became a fucking lunatic. Was freaking out. Also, I learned a long time ago to separate the art from the artist. You have to, right? I mean, otherwise you're never listening to Michael Jackson again. Like I said, the Grateful Dead. I grabbed a bottle and a girl that's just 14. You're never listening to that again. What up, G? What's going on, buddy? You come up by me meowing at me. You just wanted to be picked up, didn't you? Right? That what you wanted? You wanted to be picked up? You wanted to be on you wanted to be the star, didn't you? Franklin, say hello to the people. Hey. Oh yes. You just wanted to be pet, didn't you? It's okay. Never mind that I'm working over here. Never mind I'm trying to pay for all that cat food and all of those cat treats we got in there. Right? No, never mind any of that. Fuck it. I'm just gonna come up here and do my thing. Yes, this is Franklin. This is my cat. Oh, now you're gonna climb down? Go ahead. Do not put a hole in this shirt. Well, I swear to God. You got me all goddamn fuzzy. Renee's cat likes to sit in between her and the keyboard on her arms. It would drive me fucking nuts. Well, thanks, uh, sorry, Courtney. Does he make biscuits? Yeah, they all do. All 5 of them make biscuits. Eddie, where are you? Come here, Ed. It's my wife's cat. We have 3 others besides the orange one and this one that I'm gonna show you. But this is my wife's cat. He's the youngest of our 5 cats. Holy fucking ballsack, dude. How much fucking weight have you gained? My guy. Are you shitting me? I lost 25. I think you found 30 of it. Right? Say hello to the people. This is Eddie Van Halen. Is he a fat cat? I mean, yeah. Tell him. Tell him about your problems. Tell him about your treat problem. Tell him how you're able to knock the lid off the treats from time to time and just fucking go ham. I'm definitely changing this shirt before I leave. Layers and layers of dormant muscle waiting to pounce. All of our cats have musical names. Our oldest one is a black and white long haired named Freddie Mercury. The orange cat, Franklin, is the second cat, and his name he's named after Franklin's Tower, the Grateful Dead song. The third cat is our only female cat. Her name is Pepper. She's actual name is Sergeant Pepper, but she goes by Pepper. Then we got our black cat, that's Ozzy Osbourne, and then this fucking big guy back here, this gray one back here, Eddie Van Halen. All of your animals have M names. 9993. That's a damn good question. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Sometimes it's hard to tell. What are we doing? How well can you play guitar? I can't play guitar at all. I never learned how to play the guitar. Melanie. Elaborate, please, Laura. God loves me? Okay. Tell him to tell me. Your dad makes guitars? Right on. Okay, so you guys combined an M family. I'm trying to what? Keep up with this conversation. Holy shit. Thanks for keeping it real. You're welcome. There's a whole lot of conversation going on here, and I don't even know if all of it's directed at me. You just bought a guitar once used by Joe Satriani. Nice. Your cousin Jesus loves me? Orale. If there are two communities outside of my own community, right? The Anglo white fucking guy community. If there are two communities that I am the most comfortable in, it's a crowd of Jamaicans and it's a crowd of Mexicans. I worked with thousands of undocumented immigrants from Michoacan. Oh, they taught me how to eat lingua. They taught me all the bad words. I taught them how to get these jobs done in an efficient manner to make the boss happy, and everything kept rolling. And I drop orale when I'm walking around Mexico, left and right. I might drop it all day long, though. I mean, it's one of those words that just never leaves me. Oh, Hero, I get you on the cousin part there. Fucking Latino friends are the best, man. When we were in Franklin Park, we were in a house, and right next to us was like a 4 square apartment building, and there was a Latino family in there, and one of the kids had a birthday party, and like it was a regular birthday party in the evening into the sun going down, and then it transformed into just a fucking party, and they just didn't fucking stop. And the thing about it is, it didn't matter who the fuck you were. You could have been walking by, they'd hand you a fucking plate over the goddamn fence if you stopped and asked. I mean, they were constantly, "Hey, Tom, come on." That's how I first got to, that, and working in the landscape. That's how I first got to know the Latino people really well. The Mexican culture predominantly. I say Latino, but predominantly we're talking about Mexican. And absolutely nothing that you have been told about this fucking community is right. Nothing. As a matter of fact, it is one of the dumbest political moves in the history of this country is Republicans turning against Mexicans. Mexicans are the ones that I've known anyway, are predominantly sketchy on gay people, extraordinarily religious, family oriented to the end. And they would make net and hard workers, blue collar hard workers, just natural allies with the Republican Party. But no, that fucking skin and the geography of your birth. Whoa, that is really a problem for them Republicans. Like really a problem. I don't get it, man. Got to know these guys' wives and their kids. Anyway, oh Jesus! Now we got blue shirt guy talking about God. Nah, we're not doing that. Nope. What did I do here? Sorry. I think I might hit the wrong button. Vancouver Island. How you doing? In Jeebus' name we pray. Listen, if you're a believer, awesome. Awesome. I hope it helps you be a better human being. And if it does, that is fantastic. Believe, pray. Just don't pass legislation about your religion that affects everybody in the country, and understand that I'm not looking to convert or come to your church. Outside of that, man, knock your motherfucking self out. I got no issue. I do have an issue with the fact that your churches don't pay taxes, but that's a whole nother story. Jim Flag coming through with the first tip or donation of the day. A little to help the channel. Thank you for the $25, Jim Flag. I greatly appreciate it. Yes, we do make 100% of our income doing this now. The videos that you guys watch with the ads in it, we get a portion of that ad revenue. When you guys become members, paying members, which I have a $5 support level only membership, that helps out. And these tips also help out. Thank you. Appreciate it. What was the first album you ever owned? Okay, so when I was a wee Ute, and I mean a wee Ute, I had a 45 of Come Sail Away. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. But it was just that song, right? The first, and I never bought a vinyl album with my own money. We had already converted over to cassettes by the time I started buying albums. The first, I believe, album I bought with my own money was, oh, what was the name of that album? It was Quiet Riot. Was it Metal Health or was that just the name of the song? That album from Quiet Riot, where he's in the red straight jacket with the metal mask on in the padded room. That was the first album I bought with my own money from a job that I earned. Oh, we grew up with the Chipmunks Christmas. Christmas time has come again. Thoughts on Mom Donnie? I don't know. I mean, he made a lot of promises, I think, that couldn't be done other than at the state level, but I think he's trying to do good things at the city level. Let's give him a chance and see. He's in there. Um, doesn't seem like he's done anything horrible yet. Columbia House was the thing. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. We used to sign up for Columbia House all the time. Send me those 12 cassettes for a penny. What is this? Major suburb of Austin, Texas. My friend just told me his apartment complex ICE is there constantly and threatening all the Mexican immigrants residents. Tell them to get video of it. Yes, Come On Feel the Noise was a cover. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, a little over 40. Okay. Watch Eddie. Yes, I do remember the Monster Mash. Love you too, buddy. Good movie to watch stoned, like out of your mind stoned. Alice in Wonderland. Um, The Wall by Pink Floyd. You know, I dig on almost any animated movie. Um, so obviously Alice in Wonderland is an old classic, but any of the new modern animated movies, I'll even get high and watch Princess Frog for fuck's sake, or Shrek, or something like that because they're fucking awesome when you're stoned. Especially since the makers of these movies continue to try to not only appeal to the kids but appeal to the adults, the parents of the kids, by putting in references that the parents understand and find funny. Wizard of Oz or The Wiz. If you've never seen The Wiz, which is the black version of The Wizard of Oz, if you guys have never seen that, that's a good one to go watch. Heavy Metal is a great movie to watch, stoned or even tripping. Yeah. Return to Oz. Did you see that weird Alice in Wonderland TV miniseries in the mid 80s? No, I did not. You start Dark Side on the third roar of Leo the Lion. Yeah, I've heard that. I'm a Dago from Chicagoland. Of course I've listened to Sinatra. Absolutely. Red Buick, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate the $10, man. Seriously. Did you ever watch the 80s animated movie Heavy Metal? Yeah, we were just talking about it. We were just talking about that. Yeah, that's another one. Here, so like I think of things when you say you want to watch something stoned. So I think of things like A Clockwork Orange. All of those animated movies, obviously, we were talking about A Clockwork Orange. Um, Flash Gordon from the 80s. I don't know if you any of you remember Flash Gordon from the 80s, but that's a good one to tuck into. Or what the fuck was the name of that goddamn movie? It had Dennis Quaid and they leap into people's dreams and they're trying to protect the president in his dreams and somebody's trying to murder the president in his dreams. What was the name of it? Was it Nightscape or something? Oh fuck, The Omen fucked me up, man. The Omen really fucked me up. Dreamscape. The Omen, especially the remake. Jesus fuck. But yeah, I mean, The Omen kind of fucked me up. Never saw Inception. Never saw Sixth Sense. Soylent Green is people. That is true. Yeah, I never really did go for the Flesh Gordon movie. I did see how Stella got her groove packed. Um, I saw Conan the Ball Bearing one. So, but yeah, I never did see that one. I love Cheech and Chong movies. All of the Cheech and Chong movies are fantastic. Think we have the Omen in the White House. Never saw the Hellraiser movies. I never saw those. What's a food you wouldn't eat with a gun to your head? Oh, I don't know. Let's talk about Swalwell. Okay, hang on a second. Danny has something to say. Let's talk about Swalwell, who raped women, or is it just Trump? No, we held ours accountable. That's the fucking point. I made content saying he should drop out of the race, and if it is found that he did this, he should be removed from Congress and brought up on charges. And we got rid of our trash. So are you willing to do the same on your side of the political aisle? See, you want to piss and moan about Swalwell, and that's fine. We're on the same side when it comes to Swalwell. We want him out of there. But you don't want to piss and moan when it comes to Trump, right? You don't want to remove him. We took our trash out. When the fuck are you taking yours out, asshole? Your party will not do that. Bitch, we just did. We did it with Anthony Weiner. We did it with the guy up in Minnesota that used to be on the Saturday Night Live. We just did it with this numbnuts. We did it with Gary Hart. Your party won't do the thing they just did. Now let's get back. He's gone. There's the proof, dumbass. Now let's get back to Trump. Prove it. You stupid fuck. He's gone. Do you not see that? Are you blind and stupid? Jesus fucking Christ. DMAX 2005? That is true. That is true. Yeah, of course I know who Jesse Ventura is. Gary Hart. Yeah, I mean, all it took with Gary Hart, to the best of my knowledge, all it took with Gary Hart was a photograph of him with a woman on his lap. That's it, and he was gone. Trump in 2016 was more together. It's not. Was more together. Fear and Loathing. Caitlyn Jenner. Yes, Caitlyn Jenner can no longer have female on her passport. So she's feeling some kind of way. So what she said she's going to do is she's going to reach out to the president to see if the president can do something for her. If she gets to have female on her passport, it's going to be interesting to see what he does. Screw City, I did. I just did a video about it today that's going to air tomorrow. I fucking despise Caitlyn Jenner with a white hot passion, says Laura. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Is that a society of old women that wear ridiculous rig? Um, what is this? Bruce Jenner needs to go away. Well, it's Caitlyn Jenner, but yeah, it'd be nice if she went away. So Jedi Knight wonders why the phrase is white hot since blue fire is hotter. I don't think it's the color of the fire, but the color that the fire makes the material white hot, if that makes sense. Somebody could probably explain it better. Oh, it's totally Rachel Specs. Is this? Who is your favorite and least favorite politics YouTuber other than yourself? Well, I listened, on YouTube. I watch a lot more content on other channels where I'm following a whole bunch of different people. But on YouTube, Hawk, I listen to Legal Dad. I listen to Tennessee Brando. These are all people that I've been mutuals with for some time on other platforms. Lauren Boebert is back. Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, Wangs ain't gonna rub themselves in a theater. I mean, I guess they could, but Ben Bernard is pretty good. Somebody says Tennessee Brando they like. Bobert that glizzy. Jesus fucking Christ. Texas Paul. I've been trying to get Texas Paul on my Monday show. Yeah, I had Brando. I interviewed Brando a few weeks back on YouTube. You can go find that video in the live video. All my videos have been archived in the form, or all my lives have been archived in the form of a video, and you can go back and watch that interview with Tennessee Brando from a few weeks ago. Oh, he lives near you, right on. Yeah, I wouldn't be rumbling with them anyway. Boston Rob, Aaron Parnas. I don't even know how many subscribers does Aaron Parnas have on YouTube? He's got to be getting up there. I don't follow as many of the younger kids. Um, Not that there's anything wrong with them. I just tornado watch until 11 p.m. tonight. Well, there you go. Dun dun dun. Okay, let's see what we're looking here at. Aaron Parnas has 670,000 subscribers on YouTube, so he's got to be making a decent buck there. Obviously, I follow my wife, Hawk, some friends of mine. I follow Dalton Ain't Worried, Dan Regan, Rational Boomer. Dalton doesn't know me. Dan Regan and I are mutuals. Rational Boomer and I are mutuals. Will Westmoreland, Nate Petrosky and I are mutuals. Vic DiBattista. I follow the Lincoln Project, Tennessee Brando. Coach D speaks, Mr. Global, Wiseacre. Um, I follow this woman that's very interesting. She's been living out of a car for several years, and she's got a boyfriend that lives out of a car, and they travel. It's really weird, really weird. Under the desk news, obviously. Boston Smalls, Boston Brian, all of them. Yeah, her name is Nikki. What is her name? Delventhal, Delventhal, or A-L. Nikki Delventhal. She has a dog. She started out living it. She lived the first 3.5 or 4 years in a Prius with her dog. I interviewed Nate Petrosky a long time ago. It's on this channel, and then I was on his podcast. We've been mutuals for a few years. Um, he came on my podcast to talk about um, homesteading, and then I appeared on his podcast to talk about religion. If you want to see my appearance on Nate's podcast, go to my website. You can go to any description of any video here on YouTube, and you'll see a link to my website. You go to my website, and then I forget if it's on the first or second page of my website. There are links that get you to the different podcasts that I've appeared on. How many have I appeared on? Hang on. I mean, fuck me right in the gotas. Old hippie media. Okay, it's going to be the third page appearances. I've appeared on the Rational Boomer podcast, the Unlearned 16 podcast, Nate Petrosky's Narrowway Homestead podcast, the Just Buy Less Coffee podcast, the Old Man Strength podcast, the Pints and Diplomacy podcast, and the Tony Michaels podcast. At the bottom of that page, sorry, you'll see a Chicago Tribune article that I was featured in, a Daily Herald article I was featured in, and an AARP newsletter that I was part of. Nate voted for his dog for president. I understand that. Nate's vote wouldn't have made a difference in West Virginia. And he knows that. Gunny speaks out, another one, yes. So listen, There are a lot of great content creators out there. Brian Andrews, yeah, I'd love to have him on my Monday night podcast one time. Al Crow, he should be. He should be. He he did something horrible and then tried to turn it not on him. And you just can't do that. Yes, I understand your vote didn't make a difference in Tennessee, but you still voted for Harris. Um, having said that, I don't know. I don't think that he did any damage. Nate Petrosky. Media grifters? Can you elaborate, Jedi? Off Jawagon, yeah, he fucked up, man. He I've always been a believer that I don't want to be in those kind of, and I know that this wasn't exactly what it was, but this is what it was. I never wanted to be in those after work, let's go have a drink scenarios because I always believed that that's where bad shit happened. And it always comes out that that's where bad shit happens. This one had an affair with this one. This one made a pass at this one. This one did this to this one, and he comes in and does this to a friend who's also, a coworker in that scenario. And it's like, I'm not saying don't put yourself in that scenario from an off the wagon standpoint, but I'm like, off the wagon. How come you're not home with your wife, man? I was out of town on work. I know, and everybody I know that goes out of town on work, I'd bet money fucked around on their wife. And I just it's a fucking aggravating spot. Puff Puff Pass from Northern California. Oh, those that are anti woke because complain about DEI and films. Well, I bitch about the guys that bitch about woke and DEI all the time. So I don't know. I guess I don't understand what you're asking. My bad, man. Do I want to hit your can of vape? No, if it's real, and double no if that's a euphemism. Yo, you want to hit my can of vape? No, look what it did to your underwear. Oh, I mean, if I had my choice, I'd prefer sativa, but I don't give a shit what I get. Movies and shows to push the narrative. Okay, I mean, fair enough. You're higher than groceries. Well, see, you've accomplished something today. It's always nice to stay active. You know what I mean? Jesus Christmas, it's an obvious joke. Okay, all right. You tried to vote, but they rejected your register. I understand that saliva or with other married folks. I was just busting chops. You prefer hybrids? I don't care one way or another, really. I mean, the indica doesn't really put me to sleep. It's whatever he throws in the bag. 40-degree temp drop. Yeah. So, like, we're in the 80s and we're supposed to go down into the 40s tonight here. So, we're going to have to close up all these goddamn windows again. God, I am getting to be an old man. My wife said to me this morning, "You want to turn the air on? It's supposed to be in the like low to mid 80s." I'm like, "No, even though it's probably going to be a little bit warmer than I'm going to want it to be in the house. We already ran the air conditioner once, and I got plenty of months where I'm going to get fucking shafted on this goddamn electric bill with the AC. So let's leave it off for the day." It's not like we ain't got the money or nothing. I just know what's coming. Last year, my electric bill through the summer months averaged $500 a month. I can't imagine what it's going to be this year. I can't fucking imagine. You need to GoFundMe for your car's AC. I think at some point in time, we all need to do a GoFundMe for something. I mean, car AC is put it out there. Hey man, I ain't got the money for the AC. Can anybody pitch in $5 and see who salutes? You know what I mean? You paid your electric bill yesterday. You ever have it looked at? The air conditioner? Yeah, yeah. Our prices have gone up, and because I run the air conditioner so much, I got a company coming over again. Oh, when are they coming over? In a week or two? He's talking about maybe needing to put some more returns in or something of that nature, but I want to see what he's got to say first. Oh, I'm not going to be sweating. I don't give if it's $500, if it's $800 a month, I'm going to be paying the motherfucker because I'm going to be running that AC. That's just the bottom line. What is Romney Care? Where did you hear about Romney Care? Romney Care is Obamacare in Massachusetts. Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, was created originally by the Heritage Foundation, the same people that wrote Project 2025. And it was first initiated by Governor Mitt Romney when Mitt Romney was the governor of Massachusetts. Um, and they call that Romney Care. Yeah. Yeah. What you now know as Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, 99% of that, 98% of that was originally created by the Heritage Foundation and implemented by a Republican governor. Obama added a couple of features to it, like the mandatory. I don't know if Romney Care has the mandatory you have to have coverage thing, but listen, the Affordable Care Act, the way it was originally created and the way it was instituted, while it does cover millions of people that couldn't have coverage before, it is still a massive giveaway to the health insurance companies. Because what it does is it puts everybody on health insurance. Hey, there were 22 million more Americans that had health insurance when Obama left office than when he came into office. That's 22 million more customers for the health insurance companies. What are my thoughts on RFK? I think he's nuttier than an outhouse at an acorn festival. I think he can't get right. You know what I mean? I think RFK is a major, 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 major problem. This dude is fucking cutting genitalia off of dead raccoons in the ditch while his wife and kids wait in the fucking car so he could take the Johnson back home and study it later on. Are you out of your fucking mind? A fucking worm ate part of my brain. He left a fucking dead bear in Central Park. He says all black kids are automatically put on medication that makes them violent, and we need to take them and put them somewhere so they can be reparented. Are you out of your fucking gourd, dude? Are you out of your fucking mind? He's probably one of the craziest motherfuckers in the whole goddamn administration. I mean, just nuttier than a fucking squirrel turd. Mhm. Who do I think was a good president? Shockingly, Biden did a pretty good job. I didn't think he was going to get that much done. I think Obama was a good president. I think Nixon was a good president. I think Clinton was a good president. Good. The markets are rallying. Look at that. Let's see what the Dow wow is doing. It's up 868 points and we're still not back to 50,000 yet. Well, suck me beautiful. Yeah, Nixon had Watergate. That doesn't mean he wasn't a good president. Nixon was a really good president, as a matter of fact. Yeah, Nixon. Why was Nixon good? Nixon was a piece of shit Republican who had a lot of bad shit about him. But Nixon founded the Environmental Protection Agency, that's clean air and clean water. Nixon founded OSHA, that's safe workplace environment. Nixon ended the military draft and put us onto an all volunteer military in 1973. He signed Title IX, women in college sports. That's Nixon. First president to recognize China as a nation, committed the first $100 million towards cancer research, which was a shit ton of money in the late 60s. Appointed 4 Supreme Court justices in 4 years. When you look at Nixon's track record, it's a fucking liberal's wet dream. He was also incredibly racist. He was also incredibly paranoid. Nixon had nothing to do with Watergate. He didn't even know it was happening. But he was so paranoid that news of it was going to sink him, he covered it up. He had nothing to do with Watergate. What are my thoughts on the Clintons? Um, there are some conniving, manipulating, driven motherfuckers, but that doesn't mean that they weren't good at what they did. I think Bill Clinton was a good president. Overall, he did shit that I didn't like. He had positions that I didn't like. Just don't you don't ask, don't tell, shit like that. Economically speaking, I think that we were better off under Bill Clinton. The Republicans knew that for sure. I think Hillary Clinton was good at the things that she did over the course of her life, from being a lawyer in the Watergate trials all the way up to being senator from New York and Secretary of State at one point in time. I think she did a very good job. I also think that they are some manipulating, conniving motherfuckers. I don't think that that marriage could be any more about convenience if you installed a Slim Jim rack at the foot of the bed. Remind me why the F she was in New York. That's where they retired to after he left office. They retired to New York, and she saw an opportunity to run for the Senate there, and she did. Economically speaking, the Clinton years were good. Everybody was getting extra cheese on their whoppers. What do I think of communism? It doesn't work. It's, it's not even. I don't even think it's a great idea to begin with, but it's an idea that will never work. Not pure communism. It just won't work. Yeah, from a governmental, overall societal standpoint, it won't work. You want to live communally, you can live community with small groups of people, but you're never going to have a nation that's pure communist that's going to work. Yeah, listen, Hillary Clinton, when you look at her resume, it is she was she was the most qualified person to ever run for president. Hillary Clinton. She was quite possibly the most qualified person to ever run for president. Having said that, all of the things that she accomplished over the course of her life, her entire resume, because of the country we live in and the society we live in, all of that was done in the shadow of Bill Clinton. She was a lawyer during Watergate. Hang on. I got a couple of minutes. I can pull this up. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. She was the first lady, obviously, of Arkansas while Bill Clinton was governor. Um, as first lady of the United States, she did work in a bipartisan manner to help create CHIP, the Children's Health Insurance Program, in '97. She was Secretary of State from '09 to 2013. Famously declared women's rights are human rights in 1995 at the UN Conference on Women in Beijing. Was a U.S. Senator. Uh, First lady elected to the U.S. Senate. Wait, hang on a second. She was the first lady elected to the U.S. Senate, the first woman to win a presidential primary, and the first woman to lead a major party ticket in 2016. Uh, Hang on a second here. Oh, sorry about that. Come on, load up. Really? You're not going to do that? You filthy motherfucker. You filthy motherfucker. Come on. I don't want the pictures. I want the text. Yeah, it's not loading for me. She did a shit ton of stuff. Anyway, most qualified candidate ever. But people didn't like her. And so, you know, we get what we got. I don't have anything to talk ill about Mamdani. I don't know enough about him. Mark Kelly seems like he's going to be. We got to go through the 26 midterms. I keep saying that. Having said that, if you want to look ahead to 2028, you don't know who the dark horses are because we haven't gone through the midterms, but the usual names are going to be there, right? The usual names are going to be Gavin Newsom, JB Pritzker, Pete Buttigieg, maybe Elizabeth Warren throws her hat back in the ring. I doubt it. She's getting up there in age as well. I don't see Bernie making another run. At least he better not fucking make another run. Um, and there might be a couple of younger people that are going to get thrown into the mix. Maybe Gretchen Whitmer throws her hat in the ring. Who the hell knows? But somebody out there, somebody said Jasmine Crockett. No, no, Jasmine Crockett couldn't even win the fucking primary in Texas. I'm not trying to be rude, but no, there's a reason why nobody's turning to Beto O'Rourke. The reason why nobody's turning to Beto O'Rourke is because he had two extraordinarily vulnerable Republicans in his gubernatorial run and his Senate run, and he couldn't topple either of them. Jasmine Crockett, no, no. No on AOC. She's not ready. AOC. Elizabeth Warren is definitely ready. I thought Katie Porter was ready to a certain extent from a domestic standpoint, maybe not a foreign policy standpoint. But man, did she fuck that up. McDonald's is Soylent Green. Well, that's disappointing. Who would I most like to see be elected president next? Pete Buttigieg. But he's not going to be. Because if he's the nominee, the Republicans win. Because this country has shown you that it is not progressed yet. It is not willing to vote for a woman. It is not willing to vote for a gay man. But yeah, if I could just, if they came to me and said, you get to handpick the next president, that it's President Pete. Right now, I think that if somebody came in here and said, I have to bet my life on who the next president's going to be, if the next president is Democrat, it's going to be one of two people. It's going to be Gavin Newsom or JB Pritzker. No, I don't want Jon Stewart. Can we stop with the fucking actors and the Hollywood people? Jon Stewart is smart and he's fantastic, but no, I don't want another fucking actor. Reagan, Trump, stop. Well, if you're not willing to vote for the Democratic nominee because they took some APAC money, then we're going to have JD Vance, because we might have a Democratic nominee that took some APAC money. You know what? I'm just saying. What is that? A disco ball? One would hope, Pastor's Gasket, that Jon Stewart would be smart enough to realize that we just shouldn't do this. But here's the deal: it's 4 o'clock, which means I need to get ready to bolt. We have bowling Friday night youth league, so you guys take it easy. And tomorrow night, Renee and I will be live again on here, 7-ish. Let's call it. Maybe I'll create a room tomorrow morning once we land on a time, and you guys will see the set time, and you can go in the room and talk to people ahead of time. But yeah, I got to bounce. Hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you.